Have you been looking for validated leaked specifications for the upcoming much anticipated Canon EOS R5 Mark II? Are you tired of all the contradictions? Do you finally want to know if the sensor is going to be 45, 61, or 62 megapixels, whether it's backside illuminated or stacked? Then this video is for you. Last month, Canon rumors said that the Canon EOS R5 would have a 45 megapixel backside illuminated full frame sensor, but then later added that it could be stacked, but didn't label the rumor as CR3, CR2, or even CR1. Well, I'm happy to report that I've got a new source, and they have confirmed the resolution of the Canon EOS R5 Mark II, and it is indeed going to be, are you ready for this? I'm teasing just a little bit of tension there. Not 62, not 61, but 45 megapixels. But the sensor type, is it going to be the exact same sensor as we found in the Mark I? Dare I say it? Or is it going to be backside illuminated? Or is it going to be stacked? Well, first of all, let's just confirm it's not going to be the same sensor, and it's not going to have a global shutter. But in terms of the resolution, it's going to be, as I just mentioned, 45 megapixels, and it's going to be stacked and backside illuminated. Now, most stacked sensors are obviously backside illuminated as well. So that's really good news. Or is it? What does it mean to have a backside illuminated stacked sensor? What does it do for you in terms of driving more value to you in your business or as a hobby? How is it better than the Mark I? Well, a stacked sensor places the photo sites further on the chip, giving us a faster readout speed. So what this means is, well, better low light performance by a factor of 1 stop. So looking at the Canon EOS R5 Mark I, we're shooting at an ISO of 1600. Now picture the noise level there. With the Canon EOS R5 Mark II, we can actually shoot with the same noise level at 3200. In early March, Canon rumors said that the Canon EOS R5 Mark II wouldn't have a mechanical shutter, stating that the source was pretty sure on this. And while my source just talked about the sensor resolution and type, another benefit of a stacked sensor is you can actually do away with a mechanical shutter. And we've seen this in recent cameras, such as the camera released last May, the Nikon Z8, as well as the Nikon Z9. And neither of these cameras have a mechanical shutter. A stacked sensor also allows for a faster autofocus response for those higher burst rates. And that faster readout speed would certainly be required if the rumors of the Canon EOS R5 Mark II being able to shoot up to a maximum burst of 60 frames per second. 60 frames per second at 45 megapixels. That's an awful lot of data flying. But there is another benefit of that faster readout speed. And while this doesn't have a global shutter, it significantly reduces the rolling shutter available on this rolling shutter sensor. Another benefit of a stacked sensor over a backside illuminated sensor is it adds another layer of circuitry, dynamic RAM, putting that on the chip, allowing for much faster sensor processing, and also includes an image signal processor. And along with the faster readout speeds on the Canon EOS R5 Mark II due to this stacked sensor, there is one other benefit, a full stop of improvement in dynamic range. Low light performance, dynamic range, faster readout speeds, I mean, what's not to like? I own the Canon EOS R5 Mark I. I've owned it for 4 years. I've shot well over 1,300 videos, and it's a terrific camera. I literally shoot with it every day, sometimes multiple times during the day. So what value do I get out of this? Well, being able to extend the ISO from 1600 up to 3200 with the same noise level, that's a pretty big deal. When I shoot video most of the time, I like to keep it ideally around 800, and then if I have to push it up, I'd rather go to 1600, but rarely do I like to put it up to 3200. And if you're shooting with a lens such as the Canon RF 50mm f1.2, that extra stop of, well, low light performance, that's a really big deal. It's like, well, making the lens a little bit more faster. But I want to say a special thanks to all my sources that have provided me information in the past couple of months, especially the source for this video. Without your help, I couldn't do this. And what it really does is help me take this channel to the next level, because I'm no longer reporting on what Canon Rumors is saying, the Camera Insider Sony Alpha Rumors. I'm now becoming the source of information, and that's a really big deal. And thank you so much for trusting me, and I can guarantee you I'm not going to betray your trust. I really appreciate you putting your trust in me. And for anybody else out there that has information that's wondering if they can release certain information as we're getting to that impending announcement of the Canon EOS R5 Mark I, well, I don't want to push you over the edge. If you feel comfortable reaching out to me, reach out to me. Give me a call, talk to me. And if you feel you can trust me, I'd be happy to receive your information. But there is one other thing I want to tell you about, one more thing. One of my other sources was, well, we're having a conversation today, and he told me something, and this should be pretty much a foregone conclusion for most of you, but for some of you that are still just going, I'm not going to believe anything until we have the announcement. Well, he reported sources inside a major retailer and says, yes, they are getting ready for a major announcement, a really big announcement, and it's a Canon announcement. But this one source didn't have any privy information at this point, but I'm hoping over the next couple of weeks, words speak me not, that this source will be able to provide me with a bit more information, because they're hyped up, they're ready, they just haven't been granted access to the information yet. But I would expect over the next couple of weeks, we're going to start to get a lot of leaked information on the Canon EOS R5 Mark II. But one thing I'm really happy to have is confirmation that the sensor in the Canon EOS R5 Mark II is definitely going to be stacked, because we get so many improvements there that benefit videographers and photographers alike. And as far as 45 megapixels, I'm pretty happy with that. I know some of you would like to see 60 or even 85 megapixels, but I think for the vast majority of us, I think 45 megapixels is certainly enough. I think the R5 is a perfect camera. It just needs some general refinements, and that stack sensor is a nice bump that I think is going to have many of us going, to be able to shoot at 3200 and get the same results that I could get at 1600 in terms of noise levels, that's definitely an improvement. Reduced rolling shutter due to the faster readout speeds, another improvement, and of course, a little bit extra dynamic range. But I understand that it's still an expensive camera. And for many of you that looked at the release price of $38.99 and thought that's too expensive, with a Canon EOS R5, the Mark I, now down around $31.99, and just a few weeks ago it was $21.99 at Adorama, B&H, Amazon.com, or all the major US retailers, and we're seeing it on sale in Canada, Europe, Australia, and other parts of the world. And if you're looking at purchasing it right now, well, Adorama has the exact same package, $31.99, and they throw in a 128 gigabyte CF Express Type B SanDisk card, as well as a card reader. But it's not only that that's on sale. Let's talk about a few deals of the week. The Canon EOS R5C, the best deal ever, $35.99, again at all the major retailers. There's the Nikon Z8 at $300 off, and Sony's also in on it, announcing deals this past week on the Sony a7S III, $300 off, $200 off the a7 IV, and $400 off the a7R5. So even if you're not a big fan of Canon, but you just like watching to see what's going on, and you're looking at buying a Sony, that a7S III, I don't ever recall that one being on sale. And the a7R5, well, I saw $60 off, but never $400 off. And I've never seen a sale on the a7 IV. So we're seeing some really terrific deals out there. And if you're interested in purchasing any of these deals, then please go ahead and use my pre-order links or my affiliate links in the description down below, these guys right here. I'm sorry, I'm so excited. I'm getting ready. The Canon EOS R5 Mark II is really something else. And if you've noticed, for much of this video, I have special smart pre-order links in the description down below. You can't obviously pre-order it right now. It hasn't been announced, but what's going to happen, I do a live stream every time before an announcement. We start a live stream about 60 or 90 minutes before the actual announcement. And then as soon as the announcement, the embargo's over, as soon as the announcement starts, you can go ahead and pre-order it. By taking these smart pre-order links, bookmarking them, the one thing it does is save you a little bit of time of getting into the queue. I suspect this camera is going to sell really, really well. So if you can save yourself 5 to 10 seconds, here's what the pre-order links are going to do for you. A pre-order link for Adorama, for example, isn't just going to show you the Canon EOS R5 Mark II. It's going to show you all kit versions of that offered by Canon, as well as the retailer, and the one for B&H as well. So if you're a B&H customer, you're going to want to use the link for B&H, and if you're an Adorama customer, you're going to want to use their link as well. But there's one other thing. I would copy down both links, because we saw this with the 200-800 announcement. Right at midnight, right when the embargo was lifted, there was a slight delay at the major retailers in terms of who put out their pre-order links first. And because there was such a huge demand for it, their systems actually had problems. It wasn't until around 12:10 that most people were able to put their pre-orders in, and even still, some of them today aren't getting their lenses. If you're on the fence, you're not 100% sure if you want to get the Canon EOS R5 Mark II, my recommendation is as soon as the announcement is over, or as soon as the embargo is lifted, go ahead and pre-order. The shipping date is usually somewhere between 2 to 6 weeks afterwards, so note the shipping date, and then what that gives you the ability to, well, think about it. Think about it knowing that if you do go ahead with it, you're not going to have to wait months, and if you decide to cancel, you don't lose anything. It's not like you have to put down a deposit. So that would be my recommendation. But yeah, I'm pretty excited. Canon rumors said that the announcement for the R5 Mark II is going to be next month, sometime between May the 21st and May the 23rd. Will it be an evening announcement, so it's getting announced in Canon Japan or Canon Australia? Or will it be Nikon USA or Nikon Canada announcing it at around 10 o'clock in the morning Eastern time? Well, we'll just have to wait and see, but I'm sure we'll get that information within a few weeks of the announcement. But that's it for now. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for supporting the channel. Oh, and one other thing I forgot to mention. If you do use my pre-order links down below, I do get a small commission back up between 2 and 12%. And a big thanks to everybody that has used my pre-order links in the past. This channel, honestly, wouldn't be where it is today. A big thanks to you. And the nice thing about using these pre-order links, you don't have to jump through hoops. You don't have to put in special codes. You click on this link and it takes you to the landing page for the lens. You don't, or the camera, it doesn't send you off. You don't have to go through a bunch of funny stuff. So otherwise I wouldn't do it. I'm not into making life difficult for you. But again, thank you so much. And thank you for commenting, liking, and subscribing and following me on Twitter. But that's it for now. Have yourself a great Sunday and we'll see you again soon. Very soon. I've got another video coming out tomorrow, tomorrow, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. It's going to be a really busy week. Thank you so much for tuning in, and we'll see you again soon.